What up, random rockers and Schmoedown fans? Schmoedown rocks. This week, the semifinals for the singles tournament. And first up being, before we get to those matches necessarily, or at least the first match, we had a pre-cred thing. And that was essentially just I believe it was Dad being finally visited by the, I guess, lawyer that's representing Kalinowski, or not sure who's pulling strings, or if there's something more going to it, and maybe we won't find out till Spectacular. They're holding that tight. Still doing so in the other cred stuff that they're doing in the Friday's match. Let's just say, when I found out that the one match everybody was sort of hyped for, that was going to be a Tuesday match, I kind of figured it wasn't going to be the business match of the semifinals. And even that being said, Friday's wasn't much either. It's kind of... I'm just hoping that we have a good finals matchup going into this coming Friday, since whatever the results of what remnants was of the semifinals is going to be the number one contender match coming into tomorrow, Tuesday, by the time you probably see this. It's a Monday. So, as far as the match itself is concerned, it seems, as far as the season, hopefully not his entire Schmoedown career, but it seems that the second worst match, singles-wise, of the season for him winds up being this matchup. But this match, it doesn't seem like he was giving as much of a darn as to whether or not he was going to wind up facing Roca, which was weird. And I think a lot of people figured Ethan is on fire. He had one loss, and it was Andreyko, and it seemed like he could have made up for that loss. And maybe, who knows? Maybe he could, and depending on if he winds up facing him for the title. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with that. Sorry for the lighting from there. It's just... But anyway, overall, for that matchup, first round, Dan just needed to catch up. Aside from one point on Ethan's part, down by 3 was what happened with that. And Ethan just made sure he got... And that's what's so messed up, was that he got spinner's choice, but then he shows Oscars, and his retort towards it was kind of... Unless he really just felt like whatever was on the board wasn't exactly any of his real true strengths. And it seems that he's starting to show cracks of weakness, which was already shown before. Again, sorry for the lighting here. But, yeah. Guys, just... And unfortunately, he lost once again. That first match is from his return, a TKO. So, and I don't blame him on that 5-pointer. I wish he would have put more time in at least the 3rd pointer, so he could at least have forced Ethan to get a point, so he would have been out of knockout, so it would have been seemed more of a fight even if he lost. But that wasn't the case, and it is a bummer, but he's at least for sure going to make it to the potential to vie for a number one contender spot going into Spectacular, or at least he's got to face whoever winds up losing the following matchup I'm about to talk about to face them. Either way, whoever loses the whoever wins the finals is going to go against Roca, and whoever loses the finals is going to be viable to be in the number one contenders match for Spectacular for sure. And that's what leads us to, apparently, just, Fight Club, essentially. Andreyko versus Wolfe. Not the first time that someone, faction at least wise, sort of, I guess, for Clark Wolfe, I guess, in this case, going up against each other, so that was interesting. But, them coming out the way they did was as a team together, which was definitely different from what had happened, I guess, before, when she had fought Mark Riley when they were a team as Wolves of Steel, but I don't, I just whatever with that. So, but overall, I mean, the match was fine. Apparently, Andreyko I didn't even remember it. I don't know the last time when he lost to that exact question, or that specific movie-related question of Ready to Rumble, of all things, and that's how Clark wound up winning this match. So, Classic Clark Wolfe, one half of the apparent tag team champions, the Shire Wolves. Well, which now she's for sure going to wind up going into 2 matches. Whether it be the number 1 contender or the actual match against Roka is debatable, but we know her and her partner Rachel Cushing are going to go up against Who's the Boss. So we have Commissioner Bowl instead of Manager Bowl, instead of the Manager Bowl, which was last year, though we probably might get back to the Manager Bowl next year, depending. I guess this year it's just for commissionership, or at least the pseudo-commissionership when it comes to storylines stuff, and just finally getting that out of the way. I can figure it. Something's still bothering me. Oh well, but but either way, I cannot wait to see how things are going with that. The finals, which of the semifinalists that had lost their previous matches is going to wind up going into the spectacular. That's really what it matters. It's pretty well by the end of this, we'll have a for sure of what of the number 1 contenders match and the main singles championship match going into this year's Schmoedown Spectacular. Still looking forward to it. I'm guessing sometime later this week I'm going to wind up, I guess, finally seeing the movie release dates one, and eventually I think the holiday one I might see much later. I don't know when. Given my $1 tier patron, so I got to wait longer than most people who do have it. So, and I believe that's kind of about it when it comes to the Schmoedown right now. Not too much for me to say with that, since it's still singles and stuff right now. Don't know what else they would wind up deciding to do going into Spectacular, which will be within a couple weeks from now, I think. Kind of closing in the holiday season, and then I think they're going to wind up releasing some other stuff here and there. There's going to be a holiday edition, I think. Don't know if couple of the members of Paddington 2 are going to be involved in that match. I don't remember who they said was going to be involved in that patron release. But anyway, I am a little frustrated with Murrell's performance, more so or less. But as far as the Fight Club thing, it was fine. At least they, made an interesting match enough to kind of qualify as a Friday match, but both matches weren't as good enough as they should be for semifinals. But once again, let's hope that the finals match is good, and our number 1 contender match we'll probably be getting tomorrow goes over well, given that it's going to be Murrell and Andreyko, which is going to be interesting. So, yeah, let's see how that goes. But yeah, so as far as the semifinals from this past week, what did you guys think? Leave a comment below, let me know. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown